Impossible.
Uh-oh.
A banshee.
Uh-oh.
Here. She moves so fast. Is this it? Now that the hacker knows we're here, they want to get rid of us by forcing another reboot. We can't let that happen. Let's take over and fight.
Oh, retaliate 100%. Bam.
Got you.
Wow.
What was that terrible sound?
Oh, hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Kobe Scrubby, and welcome back to Minotaur. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me today. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button for me. Leave me your thoughts on it in the comments. You can also subscribe to the channel for more Minotaur and other streams and videos. Now, last time we played the first section of Minotaur's route, we woke up and had like this tentacly robot showing us the map and giving us like a history lesson of everything that's gone on, and we learned some of the lore and stuff behind the game. The robot was testing us as well, so I think we're still in the testing phase right now.
Hey there, 15. Are you all right? You look pale.
Tia-san, これはまた鋭いご表現ですこと。
Thea, still got your sharp tongue, I see.
Well, I am a Hopton. But seriously, you seemed kinda out of it.
私にはティアさんはどうかお構いなく。あら、私としてたことが。これからはホプトンお嬢様と呼んで差し上げるべきでしたね。
Don't mind me, Thea. Oh, but I guess I should always address you as Miss Hopton now.
Nope. We've been over this. Never liked it, never will.
さようでございましたか。
That's reassuring. So, Thea, where are we headed?
You really don't remember? Or are you pulling my leg? I know I can't shut up about our trip, but that's just mean.
おっしゃってる意味が分かりかねるのですが。
I honestly have no idea.
Oh, okay then. Oh, that's perfect. Take a look outside. We're passing two huge landmarks. I'll tell you all about them and where we're going. No, wait! It's a brochure about Corrupted, but there are spoilers in it about where we're going. You can check it out later, but look out the window first. Hunter went back to Ilion. He said his brother got very sick. It's a shame, but hey, at least he left me one of his pawcasters. I, can't play it, though.
ご安心ください。
Not to worry, you already play the tuba and the piano, so it will be easier for you to learn another instrument. I'll show you how to read tabs. We'll build up your finger strength. We will also need to get you a small guitar, amp, and a good multi-effects pedal.
See? Having you with me is my main advantage.
Hunter is the penguin, the pin that he was playing. We got the key from in Nod's route, and he was playing real loud, and we shut his access off.
Yeah, it's all grown up. It's still hard to believe I'm seeing this.
Whoa.
The rat. Look how she's sliced through the middle. I shudder thinking about what happened to her Esper and how they survived. She's a powerful aspect. And she can swing those balls and chains around with devastating results. But don't worry, we're safe. Demons have never attacked trains. Not once in 5 centuries.
Oh, so that demon is still alive?
それは
I wonder
な
why.
ぜでしょうか。
It's a mystery. One of many that I, Thea Hopton, intend to solve.
この建物はまるで
This building looks like an
卵のような形を
egg.
してますね。
It kind of does, doesn't it? I guess you could say it's the egg of knowledge. Ahem. It's a library, known as the library, actually. And as you can see, it's pretty huge. It contains tens of thousands of real books. Believe it or not, it's a post-war project. The building a few kiloleagues to the left is part of the ensemble, even though it's pretty far away. It's called the Cathedral of Grace, but unlike the library, it was overrun by Corrupted, so its construction was never finished.
できることならば避けて通りたいですね。
I hope we're not going there then.
Well, the library is pretty safe to visit, at least. But for now, we're heading to Soma, which is to the northwest. And there are many other interesting places along the way and in nearby regions. I've been dying to tell you what I've learned about the outside, so come on, let's use your map to explore. I've revealed our current location on it, so we can start from this sector.
Are
those cherry trees?
Yep. They've been replanted during the construction, but originally, they were presented as a wedding gift from the Soma family to the village that stood here after one of their members married a local girl. It's so beautiful. Don't you think?
なるほど。恋焦がれる乙女心。ホプトンお嬢様。
Ah, I see. A maiden's heart that yearns for love. Good for you, Miss Hopton.
Hey, can it? I'm not yearning for anything. I just meant the trees are pretty.
Okay. Is that everything out here? 1, 2, 3. Looks like it. Alright, let's get into the map.
This place is legendary for its secrets. The family that owned it survived the war and even established a dome city. But it took 3 centuries and another sept, Tali's, to rediscover the estate. It tipped the artisans off, and a conflict between the 2 cities ensued, which resulted in the destruction of the railway connecting them for Sil's sake. Thankfully, other septs interfered at this point, dragging both the artisans and the Tali's to the negotiation table like some kind of naughty kids. I'm not sure if there's anything worthwhile left in the estate after all that, but I think it'd still be a cool place to visit. See, I've been doing my homework. Now, which landmark do you want me to tell you about next?
Tia さん、お待ちください。それは何よりなのです
Thea,
が。
wait. This is all well and good, but I need points to increase my key stats.
What?
この場所について何か質
Can
問
you
を
ask
して
me
い
a
ただけます
question
でしょう
about this
か
place? Maybe make up a situation that you and I could get into if we were there.
Well, all right. Let me think. Oh, I know! There's this big lake in front of the estate. A huge monster is known to live there.
魔物でしょうか
A demon?
No, just a giant beast. But the lake freezes in winter, and we decide that it's safe to traverse it. I don't know. Maybe we wanted to take a shortcut or something. However...
その続きはなんとなく思い浮かびますね。
I see where this is going.
Shush, 15. You asked me to come up with a question on the spot, and I'm trying my best. Anyway, there we are, walking on the ice, when suddenly, bam, it cracks. No, breaks at once, and a giant tentacle erupts from below, and it grabs me! You, though, evade the monster's clutch. What do?
Oh, geez. Protect Thea. Save yourself. We protect her, of course.
Excellent choice. I wholeheartedly approve.
ですが、ティアさん、今の質
Thea,
問は
that
さほど難しい質問
wasn't a
では
very
なかった気が
difficult
するんです
question.
が。
Yeah, you're right. You just caught me by surprise. I'll think of something better next time.
私たちはその野獣を倒すことはできたのでしょうか
Did we beat the monster?
Of course not. That'd be unrealistic. We just cut off one of its tentacles and used its meat to make ball-shaped snacks. They were delicious.
Wow. Let's go over here.
Let's see. We have 2 noteworthy locations in this sector. To the east is Gambler's Fallacy, a huge mining complex. It was built a few years ago, but has already been abandoned. And to the west is a robot Hades. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to describe that place without going into detail. It's a bit ridiculous. So, which one do you want to hear more about? They're kinda connected, so there's no point in spending time on both.
So this was the robot Hades? Gambler's Fallacy. I don't know.
Mine, huh? I thought to tempt you with robot Hades.
なんとも不気味な表現
It sounds too ominous. Although, I guess things didn't quite work out here either.
Yeah, large-scale operations on the outside are always risky. Gambler's Fallacy was built to mine felendrite, a recently discovered energy source. Some domes primarily Ares, wanted to have a strategic alternative to Axis. Many people think that looking for one is a fool's errand, but it's quite possible that Axis didn't exist before the war, and we don't fully understand it, so who's to say it won't just disappear one day? However, the project wasn't very cost-effective, so after a few years it was shut down, and the excess felontrite was buried at the source of a nearby river. As a result, the river was polluted and turned almost completely black. I guess concern for the environment is a relatively unknown concept for post-war Kyotians.
Look at all these guys. They're like big green and black spiders? Anyway, I guess that's it for here. I want to hear about the miasma, but alright, whatever.
I think the settlements are fascinating. Those who live in them provide espers with food, shelter, and company in exchange for protection. They're also accepting of other creatures, including demon spawn and, androids. It's true that not all settlements are like that, but Sungate definitely is. Sure, it's built almost entirely from salvaged parts and doesn't look too fancy, but its community is really friendly. And when the suns go down, they pass through a tall gap in the Mode Mountains, and it's supposed to be one of the most beautiful sunsets on Kaios.
ティアさんはこの場所がお気に入りなのですね。
You seem awfully excited about this place.
Of course! Did you know that Nod Pikes lives there? He left Royce a few years ago.
Nod Pikes, we know him.
I'm only mentioning this because it'd be rude not to visit him. Once we're there, I mean. For our research on espers.
なるほど。
I see.
You see what? Don't make stuff up. You see nothing. Nothing!
Alright, let's continue up north to Soma, DC.
Soma is the only dome that openly welcomes espers. They can't live there, but it's still a big step forward compared to the other cities. I guess you could say that the Somians are anti-dome in general, and that they're looking for a way to remove, or at least reduce, the barriers between them and the outside. Unfortunately, they kind of swung too far the other way. Access drives are practically banned. Synthetics clinics are also rare, and they don't really like androids there, so try to keep a low profile.
私はやはり影というわけにはいかないので、自分自身の身を隠すというのは不可
I'm
能か
not
と。
a shade. I can't conceal my own presence.
Come on, 15, you know what I mean. You start to irradiate this menacing aura when strangers try to talk to me.
親近感が持てるよう努力いたしますので。
I'll try my best to look friendly.
いかがでしょうか。
How is this facial expression?
You're impossible.
ティアさんのおっしゃる通りにいたしますので、どうぞお許しを。
I'm sorry, Thea. I will do as you ask.
ということは、これでこの旅は終わりということでしょうか。
Does this mean our tour is over? Some of the map is still hidden.
Yeah, you're right. We need to talk about one more place. The remains of the Northern Research Center, also known as the Conduit, also known as the Heart of the Void.
Look at these guys. Oh, I think we got two. At least, it looks like to me. And then some unlocked places.
心の真髄です。
Heart of the Void, you say?
まさかティ
I
アさん
hope you're not
そこへ
thinking
向かわ
about
れる
going
つも
there,
りで
Thea.
は。ティアさん
Thea?
Miss Hopton.
Miss Hopton? What just happened? Whoa, look out the window also.
Where's Thea? She got off. Come on. I admit this was impressive, but it's time to snap out of it. You're right. I was wondering when you'd show up. So you knew. I had my suspicions. What's going on? The reboot is finished, but we don't have control of the body, which means... Yes, we've been hacked. We got lucky, though. Something or someone distracted our hacker and made them hurry, which gave us a chance to remain unnoticed under the guise of preloading map data. Of course, this little show wouldn't be possible without our blue box. Yes, I realize now why TFX banned this upgrade. It's a shame, really, but I guess our master called in some favors. Only the best for Miss Hopton, right? Don't talk like that. You'd never even exist in a standard blue box. And you'd be duller than dirt, and join her many predecessors who had failed to entertain her master's daughter. Fine, you do you. So, where are we? Go on, take a look. Well, they haven't noticed us yet. The one and only.
Mentor 15789. I'm Mentor 15, I think.
There are no train tracks in the void. You don't say. Is that the only thing bothering you about this whole reboot? I can understand a TFX factory and the Spire, but your little road trip with grown-up Theo is something else.
Well, I guess we're going back into the map. I don't see anything else I can do.
What is this place?
Oh.
Our logs say this is Royce, but it's hard to determine the exact location because our access to the external sensors is limited. We're only getting the most basic data, though it does include the vitals of our master and his wife, and the signal from Thea's transmitter. Yes, they're all nearby. Can we get to any of them? We can't do much, so let's not reveal ourselves and enjoy the ride for now. Is this really Roy's? Yes, there's a restaurant up ahead, and based on the distance we traveled, we were on the penthouse floor. One of the Hoptons is up to some shady stuff. Maybe they keep pets here. Right. Pretty big ones, judging by...
Oh, sorry.
Wait, that's Mrs. Kelly.
Oh, that's, oh, what's her name? Irene. Nod's ex.
Huh. Looks like she's in trouble. Or maybe it's a sex thing. Humans can be very peculiar that way. If it is, and we interfere, Master Hopton will send us back to the factory. Let's take that risk. But what can we do? We can take back control of her motor functions, but it will cost us her processing power. Take a look at the upper right part of the table. How much of it do we need to overtake now? The less effort we need to apply to activate the necessary patterns, the better. This is why we're lucky to have had the opportunity to prepare. And that's how it works. But based on our current stats, this means... No need to get ahead of ourselves. We have no idea how the situation will unfold. All right. Mrs. Kelly, can you hear me? She can't, obviously. And we can't break these bars. We should try and look for some other way to help her.
Okay, so now we have control, but it used one and it put it in loyalty. Oh man, is this going to be like Nod's route where I have to play it 5 times and do specific things with this control energy in order to get different? As far as I know, there's only one ending, so...
Good idea. This fragment looks pretty sharp. She's tough. She'll figure this out, and it will give her a fighting chance, as long as she wakes up. Let's not waste any more time here. Our master and his daughter are our top priority. We're rescinding control. What happens if we run out of processing power? The hacker, who is now aware of our presence, will cut us off completely, and we won't be able to interfere anymore. We might never even get that far, though. Look at the level of destruction here. If someone makes holes in the walls, it's probably not a very good idea to follow them through those holes, but that's exactly what our hacker is doing.
So I didn't mean to just give her that broken piece of glass. I was just clicking on stuff, and that's just happened to be the first thing I clicked on. I didn't know I had to choose one thing. Also, look at this guy over here in the hole in the wall on the left.
Impossible.
Uh-oh.
A banshee.
Uh-oh.
Here. She moves so fast. Is this it? The Banshee's most likely weakened, and we're much stronger than an average android. Why does she have us pinned down? I get it. Now that the hacker knows we're here, they want to get rid of us by forcing another reboot. We can't let that happen. Let's take over and fight.
Oh, geez. Okay, I'm understanding a little bit. So since I only had 1 strength, I had to use 3 controls to fill up my strength. Since I had 3 loyalties, I only had to use 1. What do we have left? 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, man. Okay, so let's fight. Oh, retaliate 100%. Bam.
Got you.
Wow.
What was that terrible sound? No idea. You knocked out even our sensors. They should readjust, but we won't be able to hear anything for a while. At least our hacker's in the same boat. Did it affect them too? Doesn't seem like it. They're probably not human, or at least very heavily augmented. I'm sure they were streaming sensory data, but even though this means that the volume was limited, they appear to remain unfazed by that wailing cry. But they won't be getting any sound from us anytime soon, that's for sure. Are they still here? Yep. Pitiful creature. Corrupted within a domed city is unheard of. Nova Corps will raze this place to the ground once they find out. Yes, we probably won't be able to avoid reporting this, will we? Reporting it? There's no way we're getting out of here. The best we can do is to try and help our master and Thea on the way to wherever it is the hacker's going. It looks like they don't have time to deal with us, but we should stay alert. If they get the chance, they'll use it. The parking lot annex is up ahead. Yes. Wait, that's not right. Let's take back control. What? Why? We just gave it up. Should we provoke the hacker like that? It will only be for a moment. We just need to check that info panel on the wall. These panels usually display ads, but they were originally intended for local news and announcements. It looks like that's what it's broadcasting for once.
Okay. Kitchen, cargo elevator, atrium, info panel. Can I look around?
It's a kitchen. Hard to imagine there'd be anything of use to us in there. But we'll waste precious processing power on confirming that, so we should think twice before going in.
Can I still do it?
Something's not right with the access grid. Mr. Pikes will surely fix it soon. He works the night shift. He should have left long ago. Hunter is probably here, but he won't be able to do much. In fact, it wouldn't be surprising if he caused this problem in the first place. It appears to be the main exit from the building, and it's completely blocked by a caretaker. Huh. There's also some warning text. Leaving Royce is not possible at the moment. Connection to MeshNet is not available. Please stay in your apartments until Nova Corps officers arrive. That's the gist of it. This is signed by PA-7S/345, the personal assistant of Not Pikes.
Oh. That's Ollie. Ollie.
She's trying to warn the residents. Yeah, such good little AI. But how did it manage to get into this system? It doesn't matter. If one exit is blocked and the other is unreachable, the Hoptons are trapped here. And we won't be around much longer to help them. We should hurry up and look for an opportunity. We should also stay calm. We can't do much from here, but at least we now have a better understanding of the situation in Royce. Much remains unclear, but we're bound to find out more as we go. Let's give back control. Why did we stop? We were heading to the parking lot annex. A change of plans, it seems? We're going to the parking lot itself. Maybe we'll leave the building after all. This is highly unlikely. TFX will scrutinize us the moment we get back online. A hacker wouldn't want that kind of attention. Well, let's wait and see. It's not like we have much of a choice. So that's why we're here. What's going on? Our hacker seems to be enjoying standing in the rain. We're getting wet.
Sorry, didn't mean to skip that one.
Aren't androids waterproof? We're not a PDA. Some combat models have nanocoating, but it's an expensive modification for an android. Us Minotaurs have to make do with a simple field generator. And now that we're left without its protection, our vision processing unit will suffer first. First our hearing, now vision. This effect is going to get progressively worse. But the hacker uses this feed too. Unlike with hearing, in this case, they have other types of sensors to rely on. Sensors which we don't have access to. They're good. We're probably dealing with a prime. It's a miracle we're putting up a fight. That miracle is a blue box that uses banned technology. Yeah, kind of unfair, since our hacker only uses officially registered tools. We need every advantage we can get, because we're running out of them fast.
So look at...
We're heading to the rooftop, apparently.
I was going to say in the last one, look at the picture, look at the pixels. This one you can see it, I don't have a mouse to point at it with, but on the top right, in the light on the top left underneath loyalty, you can see the pixels moving around. Oh, on the bottom right also. Because her vision's going. Also on the blue keypad on the right side there. Well, that's not good. We're gonna... So, I'm trying to think about how this all fits together, because in Nod's route, in some of the endings, we find her on the roof and her eyes are red, and she grabs Nod and pulls him off the edge of the building. And then the redness in her eyes goes away. But another one of the endings where I think Ollie saves us with the car, we go into the building and then Minotaur kills him. So I'm wondering, I'm trying to knowing this stuff about how all the endings of Nod's route, I'm trying to put this together in my head and kind of figure out where we're going, and I don't know yet.
But the hatch is locked. It has a direct mode connector. This won't be a problem.
Whoa.
Why did we stop?
To Penguin, Livewire, do not touch. Nod. Oh. To Penguin, Livewire, do not touch from Nod. Okay.
Maybe the hacker wants to restore the access grid. I'm not sure they can do it from here, though. Oh, for...
Uh-oh. She touched the wire.
Fun fact, we're rebooting again.
No. We can't do this all over. They won't let us. Keep it together. I'm fine. We're fine.
Oh, no. We have 3 controls left, and there's 3 open slots in the tech skills.
They won't get rid of us that easily. Easily? They seem to be putting quite a lot of effort into it. But isn't it weird how we have exactly the right stat for every situation? Or they're meant to be pretty universal. It's still weird. They're even used in the order they're listed. Well, then we're probably gonna get out of the next predicament just fine. Yes, I hope so. I hope it will be the chance to help Master Hopton and Thea.
I'm curious now, too, if I would have, when we were still on the train, if I would have gone back to the map and continued on, if we could have gained more stats, or if we had to do what I did is leave the map. I don't know.
More raid.
Oh no.
That's just great. At least it will speed things up. Is that Master Hopton's Hornet? It's not his, though he could probably buy one. But yeah, looks like he arrived by it earlier this evening. The pilot must already be on leave. Is this where we're going, then? That's unlikely. Our hacker's interests seem to be contained to Royce. But Master Hopton knows that the Hornet is here. He might try and escape in it with Thea and Mrs. Hopton. Even if they manage to get here, they will still need a pilot. Although, there should be an air traffic control console somewhere nearby. This is a small landing area, so the same console is probably used for aircraft maintenance. It should be possible to connect to the Hornet and update its autopilot. Make sure it delivers its passengers to the nearest Novacore station, for example. The console is probably in that annex over there. Yep, there it is. And it even has a direct mode connector. And we should try and use it. There's no point. We don't have authorization, and with the amount of processing power we have left, we won't be able to overtake and bypass the firewall. I'm afraid this really is it. No! Maybe. Maybe we can still help them. Anything can happen. Anything can, but not a lot may. The quality of our visual feed is deteriorating quickly, and we can't hear a thing. Very soon, we'll have no idea about what's going on around us.
Oh, I forgot we can't hear.
Trust me, that's that. But hey, I say we put up a good fight. So, let's just enjoy the rest of the ride.
Interesting. Irene's show's canceled on the top right there, the billboard. Oh no, our vision's getting worse. So the trees on the roof here, this is where Nod meets her.
It's just Ray now.
15. Hey, 15.
Tia-san.
Finally. Where were you, 15? I needed your help. I needed your help so much.
申し訳ございませんでした、Tia-san. 私は
Tia, I'm sorry. I did what I could. I tried to give you a chance, but failed. Maybe if Master Hopton can find a pilot.
Too little, too late. I don't need you anymore, 15. Go away. Go and tell this to my father.
私はそんなつもりでは。
No, you don't understand.
Let me go. You're hurting me.
Tia-san, どうかお願いです。
Tia, please.
Let me go. Your hands are so cold.
アンドロイドですから。
That's just how I am.
Let me go.
嫌です。
I won't.
You're persistent. I wasn't supposed to do this, but fine.
どうしてもお伝えしなければならないことがあるのです。
I need to tell you something. When I was lying on that table, I saw us together. We were traveling, and it was many years from now. You grew up into a smart and beautiful young woman.
と一緒に旅をしておりました。どんなことに興味がおありなのか。
You were telling me about the things you love, about different places on Chios that we were going to visit.
It's impossible. Your grasp is only 3 years. It's even shorter than average. You'll never see me grow up.
それは
Yes, exactly. I imagine the possible.
不可能を可能にしていたのです。
I imagined the impossible. I had a dream.
とても素敵な夢ではあり
It
ま
was
した。
wonderful. But I want to wake up now. I want to be with Master Hopton and you and Mrs. Kelly.
様のそばにいるのが一番でございます。
Do you really want to wake up?
はい、も
Yes,
ちろんでございます。
yes.
But how do I do that?
I'm sorry I said all those things to you, 15. I know you tried your best. I will do what you ask, though you'll wish that I hadn't. Now take a step back.
Wow, what are we doing now? We've got a tip from Ollie here. You're expecting to see Ollie here? Worry not. She's not done with you. She'll be back in style in Thea's route. In the meantime, you should know that not all choices and actions are represented on the new character select screen. This is because some actions, like taking back the flower or trying to set the Hornet's autopilot, don't affect the outcome of the route they happen in. That doesn't mean they're pointless, however, as they will come into play later. Minotaur remembers what you do. No judgment, though. We will also keep improving the character select screen to make sure you have the best possible experience navigating the maze. Maybe we should start by removing Ollie's hints from her energy level calculations. This will make getting different endings in Nod's route easier. Plus, Nod won't have to listen to Ollie so much.
Hey!
I guess that's all we get. That was extremely short. I'm very surprised about how short that is. Now, on my own time, I believe I'm going to go back and replay this and see about other choices that I could have made, like Irene in the cell. I gave her the piece of glass without really meaning to. I just happened to be the first thing I clicked on. So, I guess we're just going to have to wait until Thea's route comes out, assuming that's going to be next. And then we have Unter's and then Richie. Well, I don't even know who Richie is, but we've met both of these characters already. Anyway, that's going to be it for Mentor's route in Minotaur. That's all there is. Unless you want me to play through it again and try to choose other things. If anyone's interested in that, please let me know and I would be happy to do it. But otherwise, we're waiting for the next update to be released. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me today. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button for me. Leave me your thoughts on it in the comments, and you can also subscribe to the channel for more streams and other videos. I do a normally scheduled stream Friday at 8:15 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and stream kind of semi-randomly throughout the week. It's just kind of if I have time or not type of thing. Sometimes I stream 5-6 days a week. Sometimes it's 1 to 2 or 3 days a week. It just depends. So if you would like to be notified when I do go live so you don't miss it, make sure your notifications are on so you get a notification if I do go live. But also, if you found any value, if you've been around the channel and found some entertainment value in it, there's a link in the description. You can go to patreon.com/KobeScroby and support the channel from there. But otherwise, thanks so much for coming to hang out with me today. I really do appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Later, guys.